Looks like it's the end of China. China's in a bad spot after ending up at war with all of its neighbors, guys. Like, you want to know what today's video is about? This is a scenario in which China goes to war with all of its neighbors. And quickly, as we can see, they did that. They didn't do any. Why did they do that? They basically have Thailand forced as a part, with the Indian Navy arriving, but not much of it yet. But they do have some strategic points to choke Malacca they can block off. Like, block off here. But this is pretty much a smart... Or... Well, China's at an advantage because there's no USA. Yeah, there's no USA. Yeah. And quickly they encircled Taiwan. And yeah, China just claims all the South China Sea, so I included it. Let's see. Yeah. Pretty much end up retreating all the way. They do their first move, which is China. Why is China getting the first move? Because they would lose if they didn't get to. But Taiwan falls. But he didn't say what they could and can't do. They do this. Russia's still relying on rails to get their stuff there. But China keeps bombing their Trans-Siberian Railroad. And yeah, they're all the way into South Korea. That was a mistake. They're not all the way there, guys. Nope, they're here. But China is spread out on multiple fronts. But the AC has a good plan now. Well, this strait is kind of blocked to China. So China basically focuses on this now, allowing its cargo ships to get out into the open waters so they don't starve. With Russia's railroads being a huge problem, China takes Vladivostok as resupplying is almost impossible. And then they push into mountains. Oh my god, really? You tried mountains? Do you really think that'll work? Yeah, I don't know where the mountains are, but I'm pretty sure there is mountains here. And well, they're pretty much taking fresh water. Now they have them cut in two. I believe there's a lot of mountains in this area. There's definitely a lot there, lots here. I believe there's more mountains there. Even more mountains there. They have desolate areas there, but they have the perfect spot, a steppe, like Mongolia. Yeah. And they slam in. With Ulaanbaatar quickly falling. I just love the name Ulaanbaatar. They also try to stall off India. These forces are going to fail. They're told to hold the line. Which Pakistan and India is like, really? They're such a genius. As India knowingly walks into the water. Well, actually, this is where the water is. China blocks off most of the water flowing into India. What? Well, India starts its invasion of Tibet. And they re-liberate their lands they lost in the 60s during a war. With trouble getting supplies, Russia starts sending supplies through Kazakhstan. It stalls out China. With Mongolia just going by. Really? And then they take Tanu Tuva. really took Tuva, with India starting an astonishingly slow campaign into China. Why, may you ask it slow? Because it's mountains. Stuck through here somehow with a bunch of subs. And no, not subway, because I don't know if there's even a subway in China. There probably is. But no, subs is in submarines. With Bhutan basically saying, I don't recognize that army. And well, Japan and China's Navy fight continues, with them even making it to the Philippines. With Russian forces trying to hold on to Kazakhstan, they now have to start a new hold there, with them losing land in the unpopulated areas. With the war plan going like this. Well, China's war plan is to get Russia into a state where they'll sue for peace, which would take, they're trying to take that from Russia, do that into Kazakhstan, and Russia trying to get out Kazakhstan. Then what they're trying to do is move their navy in towards Japan, and then invade Japan. While another one of their plans is to build some kind of defense there. Well, and their plan is to continue through here, probably not getting there. Vietnam maybe later, getting into the Philippines is another one of their plans. On the blue team, it's to take these lands back, push back there, continue up north, hold a defensive here, not allow China to make it there. Well, this is not really ideal for China. With China starting its another phase of this invasion, they're trying to protect their border with their defensive lines being built, failing here, so they get pushed back to here. This is where a defensive is set up. Actually here, because that's a hard area. And then they continue their campaign into Tajikistan, with them invading Afghanistan and setting up their own government. Afghanistan says no. And so is Pakistan, and kicks them out. And Kazakhstan starts an advance. A counter advance. And they counter on two fronts in a poorly defended area. So when China gets back to here, they build a defensive. They build a defensive along their northern border while they do that. So this makes it hard for Russia to supply Japan. Which I can't believe I just said that. Russia supplying Japan, as if that would ever happen. With them taking the ice over. And they start their advance towards the south of Japan. And north towards Korea, with their navy moving far. But Japan manages to resist it, but South Korea has some problems as they collapse. Well, them moving to the Philippines campaign, which doesn't go so well. With them getting here, but they have a big problem. They aren't good at this, and they just take the islands back because they didn't have naval dominance. Yeah, as if it's even possible to take it without naval dominance. With India fully mobilizing its navy and steadily advancing in. But this is before India fully mobilizes its military. China managed to do that. And it starts routing China in the South China Sea. With China's economy not doing so well, as this kind of happens, China starts mandating conscription. And they use these conscripts to do this. Which is useless, because they don't have naval dominance here. They also started here as a desperate plea to victory. They push further into Kazakhstan. They start spearhead towards the capital. And they turn the spearhead because they went too far. Yeah. And them threatening Astana with a big encirclement. With this happening, well, they were still determined to win battle, which they win, and then they start fleeing. Which they managed to do this. Them being like that. And they keep moving south. With these forces being forced to retreat. And them doing that to make it harder for these forces to get there. And you want to know where these forces go now? North. Why would they do that? They probably lost like 60%, 25% of their numbers. And while they managed to get back, which the Russian army is furious about. Well, the Russian commanders are. No, the Chinese commanders are. Why would the Russians be furious? Oh yeah, because they let them live. This happening in the Kazakh front. Not happening in this front. With China's economy being battered. They now start their big invasion of Russia. Desperate invasion. And guess what? It's September that they're starting this, let's say. December. October. November. Yeah. This is such a great idea, China. And then winter comes. Winter came. And yeah, winter may not be a help for them in some wars, like Ukraine and Finland. It's a help when they're, being Russians. While this happens. With Taiwan just saying, yeah, we're independent again, deal with it. With India fully mobilizing the Navy. With China's Navy becoming nothing but weak. With a big bombardment, eventually China's Navy falls. With the Philippine troops just being forced to surrender. And, well, this happens. With Laos and Vietnam starting a campaign. Why didn't Vietnam get guerrilla fighting? Because they didn't get to. China does manage to hold some things. While this happens. And, well, China's occupied lands completely disappearing. Except Mongolia, which takes a while to fall. The people of Xinjiang started a rebellion, along with the people of Tibet. people of Xinjiang rebel. And they start establishing somewhat of control while China is trying to stop them. Well, guess who now rises up? Tibet. And why is Tibet rising up? Don't ask me. They basically stop that front and start two new fronts. With Taiwan starting the Republic of China rebellion again. But they do agree to give up some territories. With Beijing getting encircled. And this happens. This happens. This happens, and this happens. And well, this area just falls as soldier discipline is non-existent at this point, with Beijing already fallen. China capitulates. With Tibet being guaranteed and Xinjiang being guaranteed its independence. Mongolia being promised Inner Mongolia, Russia, and Vietnam going to get some land. Japan, well, you know, some land. Yep. South Korea gets the Shandong Peninsula. Shandong Peninsula, I think it's called. Is that what it's called? Well, Russia kind of just annexes these lands. With some countries decide to chip away some lands. No one does, actually. Now Tibet. Inner Mongolia. For some reason I don't think it looks like that. Let's see where Japan annexes some land. Oh, they give some lands to Vietnam. They give some lands to Laos. And a huge chunk of land to Myanmar. They have to give lands to Japan, but Japan wants those. The Republic of China makes control over these lands somehow. I'm assuming they don't make complete annexation right away, because that would be almost impossible. With China now being liberated and the people free. Well, that's a lot of freedom to come overnight. With communist figures going missing. With Xi Jinping being found dead with a gun. A pistol. And with statues of Mao being brought down by the people. What? No. I'm guessing that wouldn't happen. Wait, are there still statues of Mao? That'd be fun. Let's say statues of communist figures don't really make it. But North Korea is upset of this because now look who they have. Capitalism. India basically ends up free. And the ocean sinks. I'm joking about that. And India gets its claimed lands. But it now becomes a border dispute between them and Tibet. Okay. With that being something, and I hope you subscribed, we're at 84 subs. We're just chilling. But we only have 10 days till Christmas, and we have 16 to get. So we need to every day. Yeah. Well, it's almost Christmas something. What do you think Happy Bears? They're chill. I'm surprised my 20 subscriber special didn't get many views. I don't know why. Maybe I just wasn't good at YouTube then. And I have over 150 videos, so that's something. Maybe I should start making other styles of mapping. Make another animated map. And I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Please like. Why should you like? Like if you like this video. Like if you hate this video. Comment and let me know what you thought. Did you think that China is chill? And why am I pointing at it? It doesn't really matter. You can't see that I'm pointing at my computer. But that's something. And that is that. And you should leave a comment because it's chill. And tell everybody to subscribe. We're almost 100. 100 for Christmas. But at latest, before the end of the year. So a 6-day extension. So like and subscribe and sub and like and sub and like and sub and like and sub and like. And that's all for today's video. Wild Mapper is out and he's chilling.